Welcome. Have you ever stopped to think about how knowledge truly changes us? And about the people, or maybe even the forces, that really eliminate our understanding? Well, today we're going to explore exactly that. We're diving into the ancient concept of a guru and the sort of deep reverence for those who guide us. Our focus today is Guru Purnima. We'll look at its origins, its meaning, which might surprise you, and some really profound figures linked to it. It gives us a pretty amazing window into these ancient traditions.
Right. And our goal here really is to unpack this idea of a guru, to go beyond maybe the common understanding and show how universal it is, how this ancient wisdom still speaks to us now. Honestly, the true meaning of guru might just challenge how you think about teachers and knowledge.
Okay, so let's start right there. Our source kicks things off with this incredibly powerful ancient verse. It just jumps right in. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo, Maheshwaha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Nama. Wow. I mean, that's quite a statement, isn't it? What does a verse like that tell us about how a guru is seen here?
Well, it's fascinating because it immediately elevates the guru concept, doesn't it? It's saying the guru is the embodiment of the Hindu trinity. You've got Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the preserver, and Maheshwara, that's Shiva, the destroyer or transformer. But then it goes even further. The guru is Sakshat Parabrahma, a direct manifestation, you could say, of the supreme, the ultimate reality. So we're not just talking about a regular teacher here. It's someone seen as a direct link to the divine.
That's profound. Connecting teaching itself to these huge cosmic forces.
Mm-hmm.
And it perfectly sets up Guru Purnima, right? This festival specifically for honoring those guides. It's celebrated on the full moon day, Purnima, in the month of Ashadha. So it's a day to remember, to really pay respects to everyone who's taught us something important. Spiritual gurus, sure, but also parents, teachers in school. Anyone who imparts knowledge.
Exactly. And here's where it gets really interesting and maybe broadens things out from common assumptions. Many people think Guru Purnima is just a Hindu festival, but the source material is clear. Anyone who gives you true knowledge is considered a guru. It doesn't matter what their religion is or their background. Anyone. And it goes even further. You can learn not just from people, but from nature itself, from, every element in creation. Think about learning resilience from a mountain or flow from a river, nature as a teacher.
That's a beautiful idea. Learning from everything.
Right. So on Guru Purnima, the gratitude extends even to Mother Nature. You express that by living in harmony with her, protecting her, and maybe meditating on the supreme divine, the ultimate source of everything.
Okay, so that expands the concept massively.
Yeah.
But how does that connect back to the more, let's say, practical role of gurus mentioned in the source? The ones who help us understand complex things like the Vedas, Upanishads, Puranas, making them clear and meaningful.
That's a great question, because true knowledge here isn't just like facts and figures, it's wisdom. Knowledge that transforms how you see the world, how you live. It's about aligning with righteousness, with dharma. And those gurus who interpret the scriptures, they act as bridges to that kind of transformative understanding. They make it accessible.
Okay, so they're guides to wisdom, not just information conduits.
Precisely. And this whole guru tradition, it's not new. It's been deeply respected since Vedic times. We're talking thousands of years. It has incredibly deep roots.
And speaking of history, there's that fascinating detail. Guru Purnima is also the birthday of Sage Veda Vyasa.
Yeah.
He's the great rishi who compiled and organized the Vedas, which is why the day is also called Vyasa Purnima.
Exactly. Which brings up a really important point the scriptures make. They say that without a guru, you can't attain true knowledge. Now, that makes you think, doesn't it? In our world today, we're drowning in information, right? Available 24/7. How does that ancient idea fit in? What's the difference between all this data and that true knowledge?
That's the core question, isn't it? I suppose information is just the raw material, data points. But a guru, whether a person or, like you said, nature or an experience, helps you synthesize it, helps you understand what it means, how to apply it. It's about wisdom, not just knowing facts. And the source describes how people show this reverence on Guru Purnima. Traditionally, many worship their gurus, literally bowing at their feet. It's a sign of deep respect, seeking blessings. Others might fast or chant mantras, meditate, deepen that connection. But it also notes that even a simple, sincere thank you from a student to a teacher captures the spirit, acknowledging that impact.
Right. It's about the gratitude, fundamentally. And that deep respect naturally leads us to talk about some of these towering figures who embody the guru principle. Starting with Veda Vyasa, since we just mentioned him. There's a verse praising him. What's striking is that it describes Vyasa as a form of Lord Vishnu himself. That tells you the kind of status he holds. Almost divine, really.
Wow. As a form of Vishnu. And his name, Vyasa, you said means the one who divided or classified. So unpack that for us. What were his contributions? Sounds like a massive job.
Oh, it was monumental, foundational, really. Think about it. He took this vast ancient oral tradition, the Vedas, and organized it systematically. He divided it into the 4 parts we know: Rig Veda, the hymns; Yajurveda, the ritual formulas; Samaveda, the chants and melodies; and Atharva Veda, spells, philosophy, daily life stuff.
Just organizing the Vedas alone sounds huge.
That was just the start. He's also credited with composing the 18 major Puranas and the Upa Puranas, these huge collections of myths, legends, history, cosmology. And then there's the Mahabharata, the epic poem, which of course includes the Bhagavad Gita.
Right, the Gita itself.
And on top of that, the Brahma Sutras, or Vedanta Sutras, these are like the foundational texts for Vedantic philosophy. Dense, powerful stuff. So you see, his work wasn't just spiritual in a narrow sense. It covers ethics dharma, devotion bhakti, yoga, philosophy tattva. He essentially created a coherent framework for understanding reality and living ethically within it. It's an unbelievable legacy, an invaluable treasure for Indian culture and really for the world.
Incredible. The sheer scale of it is hard to wrap your head around. And that brings us perfectly to the next universal teacher mentioned, Lord Krishna. The source uses the phrase, Krishna Om Vande Jagadgurum, which translates to, I bow to Lord Krishna, the guru of the entire world, the giver of supreme knowledge.
Exactly. And Krishna's role as guru is perhaps most famously shown in the Bhagavad Gita, isn't it? Delivering that profound teaching to Arjuna right there on the battlefield in that moment of crisis. But the key insight from our source is that it wasn't just for Arjuna. His teachings are seen as benefiting all of humanity. They're timeless, still relevant today, guiding anyone seeking clarity.
And here's a point that really struck me as practical wisdom. The source mentions how trying to read and digest all 4 Vedas, 18 Puranas, the Upa Puranas, that's a lifetime's work, maybe more. It can feel completely overwhelming.
It absolutely can be.
But Lord Krishna, in the Bhagavad Gita, essentially summarized the core essence of all that vast knowledge. He distilled it.
Precisely. That's a fantastic way to put it. He distilled it, making profound, complex wisdom accessible to everyone, not just scholars or renunciates, but everyone living their lives.
Kind of universal synthesis of wisdom.
Yes. And that act of distilling, of making the deepest truths universally available and applicable, that's why Lord Krishna is remembered daily as Jagadguru, the universal teacher. He provided a path, a condensed yet complete path for anyone to follow.
This has been, well, it's really opened up the concept of guru, hasn't it? We've seen it stretch from these almost divine embodiments to wisdom we can find in nature itself. And then these monumental figures like Veda Vyasa and Lord Krishna, whose contributions are just staggering. It's so much richer than just the word teacher.
It really is. And I think the core message that comes through is just how vital a guru in whatever form is for gaining that true transformative knowledge, not just information, but wisdom. And alongside that, the universal importance of gratitude, recognizing and appreciating those guides who light our path.
Yeah. And our source leaves us with this beautiful sentiment, kind of a blessing almost, offering millions of heartfelt salutations with gratitude to all the universal teachers who, through the ages, have guided us on the path of righteousness and led our lives toward virtue.
Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu, which means, may all beings in all worlds be happy.
It's a lovely way to frame it. So, maybe a thought to leave everyone with is this. Who are the gurus in your own life? Maybe not in the traditional sense, but who has imparted real knowledge, helped you understand things more deeply, perhaps in ways you didn't expect? And how might just acknowledging them, even with a simple internal thank you, change how you see knowledge and where it comes from? It might deepen your own appreciation.
A really powerful thought to ponder. Thank you for joining us.